Greetings, YouTube. This here's your good friend Fragments of Memory once again, aka the Armchair Philosopher. Tonight at Forest Park, or in Forest Park, I got to see Shakespeare in the Park, Taming of the Shrew, a very well done play. Now, the way the theater company that is running this whole thing, it spun it like it was in the 1950s suburb. So I like the idea. It was really well done. I think the actors were amazing. I think the dialogue was great. And it just goes to show how many plot points have evolved from a Shakespeare play. Movies like Kiss Me Kate, which was the musical based off of The Taming of the Shrew. 10 Things I Hate About You, also based off of Taming of the Shrew. So you definitely have a Shakespearean influence. Shakespeare has definitely influenced us. And there were some jugglers. There was a guy that spit flame and ate the flame and everything. So that was pretty cool. And we were all sitting out on blankets. It was just a really nice vibe. It was relaxing, and it was an evening of culture. Now, I think that was the final speech that the character of Catherine does. Catherine does. Her speech would offend a lot of feminists of today, just because, well, Shakespeare was a man of his time, and you have to acknowledge that. And the whole play does deal with gender issues and gender power plays. Now, I also noticed another thing. I didn't see a lot of a lot of black folk out there, so to speak. Now, and what I noticed about a lot of black folk in general is that we don't usually go out to those type of events. There were a few of us sprinkled in here and there, but we really weren't there watching Shakespeare. And I think it would be great if we could just at least get a little culture as far as that regard is, or in that regard. Now, another thing I noticed is I noticed some of the different economic levels. I was sitting next to a group of people that were, I think one of the young ladies was from South Africa, and she was getting a degree here in the States. And I just noticed the level of conversation that was being had. And I'm someone who relies on public transportation, so I think back to the conversations that are being had on the public transportation system, where I do see more blacks, at least here in St. Louis. And then the Shakespeare Festival, it was just a different thing. They were talking about college and getting married, and they went to a foreign country and experienced other cultures. And it seemed the brothers and sisters on the bus stop are just talking about what's going on the block. And that's it. And I know one brother, he often says, and he came from a project, and he's traveled the world, he's got a degree, speaks fluent Arabic. And the one thing he said was there should be no excuse with the advent of the internet, with the advent of, well, of course, with public libraries, the advent of the internet, and there should be no reason that you should stay within the same few blocks you grew up in. And that's all you know. You don't know anything else. Even if you don't travel, you should at least pick up a book and read it and learn about something else besides your own backyard. And I understand that there are some harsh realities in a lot of these neighborhoods that might be a project or a poor neighborhood. But always know that there are other things out here. There's a whole nother world out here. So that was just something that was brought to my attention at the Shakespeare Festival. What else? Just a great show. I mean, if you live in St. Louis, you should go see it. And you should bring some family or some loved one or some special someone to go see it, because it is a nice time. What else is on my mind? Well, I notice in the summer, now that it's summer, the ladies are showing out a little bit more. They're a little less dressed. And I'll admit I'm tempted because there's some nice looking ladies out here. But unfortunately, what I do to myself is when I see these nice young looking ladies, I always say to myself, they're out of my league. That's something that I've done. I'll always say to myself, nobody that good looking would want me, or nobody that gorgeous would want me. She'd want some other guy. So I kind of had that little feeling out tonight too. Just when I was out on my way to the festival, saw some really nice looking ladies, and I realized none of these ladies would ever give me the time of day. And I know that's negative thinking, and one should not engage in negative thinking. But I'm mature enough, I'm man enough to at least admit that that's something that's in me. I did a previous video about people having their dark side, or people having their bad aspects as well as their good, and I think that's one of mine, which is neither here nor there. And I don't publish that to make you either feel sorry for me either. It's just those are the thoughts that go through my head. Those are the thought processes that go through my head. And it's not fair to me, and it's not fair to any lady out there. What else? I don't know. I mean, it's hot. And of course, we've just been recovered from all the tornadoes and the rainstorms and the thunderstorms and all the flooding and things like that. And I must say, I do enjoy. I'm enjoying the summer. I'm enjoying what the summer promises to offer. Even if it is just some quiet evenings. Oh yeah, at the festival, I went to Aldi. I went to the Aldi supermarket before I went to the festival, and I bought me some pomegranate blueberry nature's nectar. It was Aldi. It was like, the so-called store that is the quote-unquote cheap store. That stuff is amazing. I drank a whole bottle by myself. My bladder hates me. That's neither here nor there, though. Um, but yeah, I suggest just this summer, man, go find a grassy hill, go find a tree, sit up under that, get your blanket, get you some sparkling peach cider, or some blueberry pomegranate juice, and just chill, and have somebody to share it with. Or if you enjoy it by yourself and you don't want to be around a lot of chaos, go get something on your own and just chill. Because this is what the season is for. Well, those are my general thoughts in regards to this evening's activities. Take care. Later.